I did a week-long workshop with Chisato Minamimura, who's she's a phenomenal deaf Japanese choreographer, and she uses BSL, but also visual vernacular, known as VV, which is a really expressive way of using BSL and language, but not in a verbal way at all. And there's no subtitles, no captions, no voiceover, and it's all body and movement and expression, and the amount of energy that you can get through using that really inspired me. So that week-long workshop with Chisato made me think about what other dynamic I can, and how I can use the other dynamic of non-verbal communication, which then led on to a micro commission from the Arts Council to produce a piece of poetry, which was 4 minutes long, which was non-verbal, and it was pure BSL. And I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot about access and how to make access accessible for everybody without using subtitles and other aids to understanding. So I've kind of taken that extreme BSL and the verbal poetry and merged them together.
And it's just beautiful. I mean, it's like poetry in motion, isn't it? It's
literally poetry in motion.
Yeah. It's like you're dancing language.
Well, I hope so. I hope that's how it comes across. And somebody once told me that I'm a very ballsy, very bold performer, but that's my background. That's what I'm very comfortable doing. Give me 100 people and I'll play. And it doesn't, some people would be terrified of that. That really ignites my interest and makes me, yeah, I can do that quite easily. And I'm not a poet who would, or a performer who stands like that with a bit of paper in front of me. I really do like to give the whole performance of it.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's deeply moving. It's really uplifting. Like we managed to have a little gathering, didn't we, last September, and you know, I was so pleased to be able to introduce my non-local crew to your work, and the reactions that it got and how blown away people were. I was just really pleased that everybody else was as moved by it as I am, because you know, I'm maybe biased, you know, it's hard to tell because obviously I just love you so much that I love your work, and it was really good to know that people that had never met you were just as blown away by it.
It was lovely, and the conversations I had afterwards, they were just phenomenal, and some of the feedback that you've given me was humbling, because for me, and what you're referring to isn't spoken word, and it's not a piece of poetry. This is signed singing, isn't it? And it was a song that I did, and this is another thing that really interests me is the performance BSL. And again, this has been ignited really by Chisato's work, and it's taking a piece of music, a song, and in this case it was Disturbed Sound of Silence, that version of the song, and translating it into performance BSL. And there's been a huge thing through lockdown on YouTube and Instagram Reels and stuff where people have signed songs, and some of them have been, we click past those because there's no real skill involved. It's just taking a sign and translating it to a word. But I don't do that. I take the meaning of the song and give it. And it is bold. and it's dramatic and it's meant to be it, and I'm not apologizing at all for that, because that's my performance background and that's what I'm very comfortable doing. And I don't care if my arms go too big and, you know, I look like a bit of a tit while I'm doing stuff, because I don't think I do. And the reaction tells me that I hit the mark. And I thoroughly enjoyed that evening in the dark, up, you know, up on that hill. And it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was really special.